What's up, everyone? What's going on? How's my THCB fam doing today? Happy Monday. What's up? What's up? Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Guys, I don't know where you are in the country, but my goodness, the blizzard that we have in the Northeast, wow. There's probably like 2.5 to 3 feet of snow outside my house. Like it's out of control. It's one of the craziest blizzards I've seen in a long time. This is probably the craziest blizzard since the 90s. Honestly, like it's an unbelievable amount of snow in the Northeast. So any of my Northeast viewers right now, I hope you guys, are doing all right and are staying safe and are nice and warm, curled up maybe on your couch or on your bed with a nice cup of hot chocolate saying, let's check out a THCB live stream tonight. So what's up, guys? Welcome, everyone that is joining me here tonight on this live stream. First thing you guys want to do, if you are new, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Why? You're like, Mike, I don't even know if I like your content yet. I just got here. Don't tell me to subscribe to your channel. I'm telling you to subscribe to my channel because every single day I go over and I share with you trade recaps, general market commentary, trade ideas, but most importantly, I provide you with golden nuggets of information on every single one of these live streams totally free. My name is Michael Edward. I'm the head trader at True Trading Group. I began my trading career working at a fund in New York City. They did not let me touch a dollar of their money until I went through their educational training program, taught me everything it is that I implement in my trading here today, made me the trader that I am here today. I share and I teach a simplified version of that same education to my THCB members. And right here on this YouTube channel, I provide you guys with little golden nuggets of info each and every single day. So yes, you are going to want to subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications. Make sure you guys never miss out on any of these lives or any of the lessons that I cover with you. And of course, smash that like button. All right, guys, who here has never been on a THCB live stream before? Type the letter I in chat if you've never been on a THCB live stream before. Go ahead and type the letter I in chat. I want to see how many newbies we've got in here with us tonight. All right, we got Gerardo Silva, Naomi, Evan, Rosalind, Doug, Sonia, Jared Flores, Nicholas Moretti, Willard, Pablo Gordon, Cheap and Crazy, Scano Arendando, D Dazzle, Gerver, The Goat, Evan Myler, Mary Baker, Colson Edme, Stephen L, Alexei Alexandrov, Shane Olson, Jackson Widman, Munib Katana, Izzy Cologne 82. We got Kumar, Melissa Riley's new. Welcome, Melissa. D Wildman, Ivan Rowe, Jonathan Zohos, Paulo. All right, guys, a lot of new faces. A lot of new faces here joining me on the live. Welcome, all of you that are joining me here tonight on the live. All of you that are brand new. Okay, tonight, or on many of these on my live streams, you guys are always going to see my THCB members. My THCB members are going to be commenting on my lives. The THCB fam runs deep. All right. The THCB fam is very tight knit. We all genuinely care about each other. We all, we hang out together all the time. We talk to each other. We're doing virtual hangouts. We were just in chat for a family meeting. And you'll see my THCB fam that comes on these live streams, and they talk a lot about, their winning trades and how much money they're making. And it's important to note that although the vast majority of the THCB members are doing well, it does not mean that everyone does. And it certainly does not mean that those that are doing well now did not struggle at the beginning of their journey. Okay. It's okay to miss. Okay. It's okay to miss. You will miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. Losing is part of trading. Today's actually a red day for me. First red day that I've had in quite a while. I have been on one hell of a hot streak going from the end of 2020. And then January, I was lights out. green across the board, and we finished off 2020 green. You know, it's just I've been on a hot streak, and today was my first red day that I've had in quite a while. Now, losing trades happen, okay, and for those of you that maybe are struggling as a trader, or you know, I feel like it kind of goes wonderfully because look, I was red today, and we're going to talk about, you know, how I was able to manage my risk today. You know, I was 1 for 3 today. 2 of those losing trades. One was so I had 1 winning trade. I had 1 regular losing trade, and I had 1 smaller loss. And we're going to talk about today on this live stream about managing risk, because your priority as a trader, and I actually posted this on Twitter earlier today. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is @MikeEdward_TTG. Go ahead and give me a follow. It is right there at the bottom of your screen, guys, @MikeEdward_TTG. And I posted a quote that says, for those of you that want to start making more money trading, start with losing less when you're wrong. And I was able to, you know, have very, very strict and strong risk management. And that's something I'm going to talk to you guys about here today. I think one of my strengths as a trader is actually my discipline and my risk management. I think is unrivaled. I think that it's very, very, very rare that I ever really get hurt. And that's because I'm very disciplined, and I have very strict risk management strategies that I implement, and I teach all my THCB members. So, you know, since we're going to be talking about that today on the live stream, I'm going to recap with you guys my losing trades, what it was that I was looking at, where I entered, where I stopped out, and how I was able to manage that risk and keep the losses manageable, so that if I come back tomorrow with just a regular green day, cancels out today. Today was not was a red day, but it was nothing to cry about. Okay. But my point is that you will see, those of you that are new, you're going to see a lot of people on my TG live streams that are always commenting. Let me hear, watch. Ready? How many of my THD family members made money following True Trading Group in January? I want you guys, okay, to type here in chat. How many of you guys made money in January following TTG? I'm going to see people comment here in chat just to give you guys an idea. Okay, type the letter I in chat right now if you guys made money following TTG in January. So for those of you that are new, you see all the people that are commenting in chat. These are all people that crushed it here in January, okay, that made money with us in January, as today is the first day of February. So my TTG family members, you guys can see and pay attention. You can see here in chat how many people are commenting that made money with us in January. Okay, now the reason why I'm starting that out, because I want to see now how many of you, okay, how many of my THD members that, for all my THD members that struggled first with trading and then were able to turn it around and improve their trading and start to begin to make money with TTG as a direct result of working with us. Now what I want you to do is type the number 1 in chat if you struggled first. All right, now I want you guys to go ahead and type the number 1 in chat if you guys struggled at first in your trading. Now pay attention to all the number 1s that are coming through here in chat, okay? Pay attention to all the number 1s in chat right now, guys, because this is because we leave no trader behind, and if they can start off struggling and then go on to make money, okay, becoming a consistently profitable trader with TTG, if they can do it, so can you. It's not easy, but nothing worthwhile ever is. Okay, and that's the reason why we have a lot of new faces that are here joining me tonight on this live, and that's why I wanted to start things out going over that. Okay, so we have a lot to go over. All right, we have a lot to discuss. I know I'm gonna, probably have a ton of questions from people. I'm gonna start off the live by, I'm gonna start off the live with a blanket open floor Q&A session. Give some time for people to log on, and then we're gonna go over and we are going to recap my trades from the day. And we're going to talk about some risk management styles and risk management strategies before we do dive in and get things underway. Though we're going to start off with that live Q&A. So guys, go ahead, fire away. I'll spend about 20 minutes or so answering some of your questions. So go ahead, guys, fire away, ask me questions, and then I will get into the daily recap, and we're going to go over my trades, and we'll talk about some lessons that we can cover during that time as well. While the market is still open after hours, can one buy shares, options after hour market price? Most market makers limit the orders to limit orders only. So do they fill you? Okay. You're not going to be able to trade options after hours unless you're trading some of the exchange ETFs. Will have options I'll trade for 15 minutes after the bell. But in individual stock, the options will stop trading at 4 o'clock. You're not going to be able to trade options on most of these things after 4 o'clock or after the market close. Okay. You can trade shares. Okay. You can trade shares, but yeah, you're going to use limit orders if you guys want to be trading after hours. You can, well, as long as you have that function enabled with your broker. I mean, everyone's broker is different. Every platform is different. But yeah, if I wanted to go right up until 8 p.m. Eastern time, the after hours session is open. After hours session closes at 8 p.m. Eastern. But if I wanted to, I can go at 5 o'clock Eastern, and I can go and I can buy shares of a particular stock. Yeah, there's a lot of these brokerage platforms have been having a lot of issues these last couple of days as volatility has spiked. You've seen issues with E-Trade, issues with Thinkorswim, issues with Charles Schwab, issues with Robinhood, issues with Webull, issues with Interactive Brokers. Not only just like restricting trading in specific stocks and options, but a lot of people were complaining that their platforms have been lagging during these last couple of days. I don't know. I trade with Lightspeed. I have not had any issues with Lightspeed whatsoever. I guess you get what you pay for. Lightspeed does not have free commission trades. Okay, Lightspeed charges commissions for their trading, but their execution is far better than the other individual retail brokers. So I've not had any issues, but what I will say is this. I know there's a lot of people that are obviously having problems with their broker and their platforms over these last couple of days. What I will say to you is, if you guys are having issues with your broker in the morning, what I will say to you guys is to I know it's frustrating. I know it's aggravating, but when it happens, do not just try to fight through it. Do not just try to force trades. And if your platform is down, as soon as your platform comes back on, do not just dive right into a trade. Not being able to trade in the morning like that it can really throw you off. I have a routine in the morning. I have a routine in the morning that gets me settled and gets me in the zone. And I really don't like when that routine is disrupted. And if I was not able to trade in the morning, I would be very upset. I'd be distracted. I'd be frustrated. And as soon as the platform comes back on, I'm not just like, okay, let's go. It's, usually that's when you're going to make bad decisions. So I will tell you guys, if that is happening to you, just, woosah, take a deep breath, and take your time before you go in and start to make another trade. Take your time. Can I go through my morning routine for you? Sure, Jamie. I'll go through my morning routine, man. I wake up. Okay. I wake up, I have some coffee. Depending on the time I wake up, maybe I'll try to get a quick workout in the morning. And I'll have my breakfast. I'll sit down. I'll turn on CNBC. I sit down on my desk. I start to go over my watch list. I start to see what stocks are gapping up the most. And how I develop my watch list is I'll say, okay, what's going on in the broader markets? Do we have any news? Is there any economic headlines? Are the markets up big? Are the markets down big? Is there a specific sector that is leading or is lagging? What's tech doing? What's oil doing? Is oil ripping today? Let me check the precious metals. What's gold? What's silver doing? And I'll take a look at all of the broader picture factors that could potentially move markets. See if there's any individual news with any of the large cap stocks that I follow. And then I'll go ahead and I'll take a look at building my small cap watch list, which is going to be, okay, what are my top gainers on the day? I'll get a list of all the top gainers. Then let's say the top gainers is 20 or 25 different stocks, way too many stocks to focus on a watch list. So I'll narrow that list down. So I start with let's say 20, 25 stocks that are your leading gappers. First thing I'll do is I'll say, okay, let me get rid of the ones that have light volume. Stock's gapping up 30%. It's traded 50,000 shares. I don't care. kick it right off the list. I want to see stocks that are gapping up with like 10 times average daily volume. I want to see millions of shares there pre-market. And then those will get moved to the top of the list. Once I do that, I want to know, why are these stocks gapping up with unusual volume? What's the reason? What's the catalyst? Is there a catalyst? Did the company just report positive phase 2 clinical trial data for their breast cancer drug? Did they just get awarded a $50 million contract with the US Army? Did they just sign a joint venture partnership with Google? What's the reason for the gap up? The stocks that have a catalyst get moved to the top. The ones without a catalyst get moved to the bottom. And then as all of these different steps are narrowing down my watch list, then what I'll say is I'll go over, and once I have that, narrowed focus, and I take a look over at the daily chart and I identify where's my support, where's my resistance on the daily chart, and I come up with, a game plan for that stock. And I'll say to myself, okay, now what stock has the best setup? Let's say, for example, I'm looking at a stock, $8 was resistance for the last 3 years. All of a sudden, the stock's gapping up to 9. I'm going to like that setup a lot better than a stock that's got major resistance at 15 and it's gapping up to 14. Okay. And that's how I'll start to narrow out my focus on my watch list. And what I'll do is I'll break my watch list into like 2 different baskets. So my first basket, or like my tier 1 basket, is going to be like 3 stocks. Okay. Like maybe 3 stocks. And these are the ones I like the best while I was going through my pre-market analysis. And that means right off the opening bell, all I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on those stocks. I'm not going to focus on everything else. I'm not trying to look at 10, 15 different stocks off the opening bell. That's how you suffer from information overload. That's how you'll get distracted. And that's how you'll miss opportunities in everything. So I'll try to stay fixated and stay focused off the opening bell. Now, I'm a very experienced trader. I will have a tendency to maybe look at like 4 or 5 different stocks, but I can manage that. I can look at 4 or 5 different stocks and not feel overwhelmed. For an inexperienced or a novice trader, I would just try to max it out at 3. If you're inexperienced, maybe even max it out at 2, just to help you stay focused off the open. And I have a game plan on what I think those stocks are going to do. And if that game plan comes to fruition, I'm ready to act and attack as soon as that window of opportunity presents itself. Otherwise, let's say that first bundle of stocks, let's say my game plan does not come to fruition. Let's say with that example, the stock that had resistance at 8 gaps up to 9. I'm looking for 8 to become resistance. Let's say right off the opening bell, it just drops to 770 and then halts on the way down. Okay. So that stock did not do what I thought it was going to do. I can now start to move that one away from and out of my tier 1 focus list. Right. And then after, let's say 15 minutes go by after the open, let's say none of the stocks that are on my top tier are doing what I thought they were going to do. Then I'll move my attention down to like the next bundle of stocks that were on my watch list, but didn't quite make the cut for my top tier list. And I'll see what those stocks are doing. Okay. Then that's in a nutshell, Jamie, that's my morning routine. No, Melissa, I don't trade OTC stocks. Hey, Mike, just wondering what the next resistance level on AMD is. Is this a buyable zone? MJR official asks. Yes, this is a buyable zone in AMD. Let me get my screen up here. I'll pull up the chart. I'll put the chart up of AMD. 1 second here, guys. All right. So here we go. So here's AMD. So MJB, or I'm sorry, your name just moved. Was asking me, what's the next resistance level on AMD? A buyable zone. Yes, I think this is a buyable zone. I don't think AMD ever gets back below 75. 75 was a major support level. You've got your 200-day moving average at 75. You've got previous support here at 75. And there's a gap entry point at 75. Okay. And your 200-day moving average, the last time it was tested, it was back in March when all hell was breaking loose. And then even back in October, it was still an area of support. And you guys can see here that 75 is a brick wall for AMD. Okay. It's an absolute brick wall for AMD. So I do think this is a buyable pullback. AMD is one of my favorite long-term holdings. I'm very bullish on this company. I'm very bullish on this stock. In March, when we had the pullback back to the 40s, I was pounding the table, screaming at the top of my lungs for my THD fam and the YouTube community to get long AMD down in the 40s. I think that this is a $150 to $200 stock within the next couple of years. I love the CEO. I love their technology. I'm very bullish. I'm bullish on the semiconductor space in general. There's a lot of really good names. There's a lot of really good companies in the semiconductor space. I'm very bullish on that entire sector. So if you guys want, there are, ETFs on the semiconductor space. If you want to spread your money out, you don't have to dump all of your eggs into just AMD. There's a lot of other companies in the semiconductor space, like NVIDIA. Is another one. You've got Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM is another one. You've got LRCX is another one that's really good that I really like. So there's just a lot of different companies. You have MU is another one. MU is another company that I own. That's Mike. So these are all your semiconductors. You don't have to dump all your money into AMD, but the entire sector I love. And I do think this is a viable zone on AMD. Where are your next resistance levels on this? Obviously, you will have heavy resistance is going to be up around 98, 99, which is your current all-time high. Okay. So that's going to be a key level of resistance, but there's some minor resistance levels that are mixed in here before we get there. And one is going to be this gap entry point here at 92. Okay. The next will be right up here when you mid to high 90s, around 95, 96. And then you're talking about the all-time high. So those are the resistance levels that I'm really looking at here on AMD. But I do think that this pullback is viable. And if AMD gets any lower, okay, and if AMD for some reason gets down to 80 or 78 or whatever it is, I think that's an absolute buying zone because of this support level there at 75. Okay. Get it? Got it? Good. Next question, guys. Yes, I really like Lam Research. So I just saw someone just said, I like Lam Research best. I love Lam Research. Great company. Great tech. Great company, great tech. Neil PS, do you give weightage to the ones that have a catalyst behind them? Yes. So I'm going to give, so on my watch list, this Neil's talking about what I was talking about before about how I build my watch list in the morning. I'm going to give weightage, or I'm going to give like extra points, right, to the stocks that have a fundamental catalyst, because what I want to be cautious of is a small cap that's gapping up simply because of the stock has a low float and maybe there's just, a social media push on the stock. And that's why the stock is gapping up. That stock has a much greater chance of failing and pulling back. I want the stocks that have a fundamental reason for the gap up, because if there's a fundamental reason, you have a higher chance of there being institutional buying in the stock, and institutional buying in the stock is how you can get some really good follow through. That's how you can get retail short sellers get squeezed out of their positions. So that's why I will give credence to the ones that have some type of fundamental catalyst behind it that warrants the move higher. My turn says, what are your thoughts on this silver crap? My thoughts on this silver crap is this. Honestly, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what I think is going to happen. Okay. I'm going to put my neck out there. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think is going to happen. You're going to start to see a squeeze move in silver because of strictly supply and demand. You're going to start to see it. And once the futures contracts start to get a little out of whack, the commission and the committee that regulates the futures market is going to change the margin requirement to own those contracts. Now, if, and this is a big if, because I don't think that you can have, listen, guys, the whole Reddit community push can squeeze GameStop. Okay, the Reddit community push can squeeze, a stock like GameStop that has can squeeze GameStop that has a big short position and has a small float. Okay. You're not going to be able to squeeze something like silver as easily. Silver is the biggest players in the world are involved in the circuit. It can't just as easy squeeze a commodity by just saying, hold line, demand delivery. Now, demanding delivery could squeeze them, but I'm telling you guys now, they're going to just raise the margin requirements in order to hold on to these positions. That's going to force all of your smaller traders out. Like that entire Reddit community and Twitter and all these social media pushes that are loaded with smaller traders. They're not going to be able to meet the margin requirements. I think yesterday the margin on contracts was like 15 grand. I think today it was 22 grand. And as those contracts keep moving higher, or I should say, as the volatility on those contracts continues to increase, expect the margin requirement to hold those positions to increase. And I find it very difficult to believe that you're going to have all these retail traders that are going to sit there and meet a 50K margin requirement in order to hold on to these future contracts to where the point where they can demand physical delivery of like bricks of silver. Now, in order for you to get a real squeeze in silver, you have to have enough people that are able to hold these contracts to demand delivery of physical silver. Now, that's when you can get the squeeze, because anyone that's on the other side of the paper trade meaning like the futures contract, okay? Anyone that's in the paper trade, if they're on the other side of the paper trade, if they sold the future contract, they have to be able to deliver physical silver if the person that buys the future contract demands it. Now, that's all good in theory. As the price of that silver's futures contract rises, more and more people are going to demand delivery of the physical commodity because the price of the commodity has gone up. So they're going to want to take the delivery of the physical commodity, which is going to create a problem because actual supply of physical silver is very, 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 very difficult to come by right now. There's not enough supply of physical silver. The U.S. Mint can only produce X amount of ounces of silver each day. And you're having, somebody was on CNBC today, the CEO of, I think it was JD Bullion or something like that. It's a company that sells physical silver. And the U.S. Mint was able to produce 500,000 ounces. They themselves, as one supplier, just one supplier, went through like 240,000 ounces of silver. That's just one supplier over the weekend. So just to give you guys an idea of the demand there is out there for physical silver, that is what can cause a squeeze in the futures contract. What will happen is you'll have the person that's on the other side of the paper trade that sold the futures contract. They're going to have to give that person physical silver if they demand delivery. Now, that person doesn't actually have physical silver, so they've got to go buy it from a supplier like the company that on CNBC today. They're going to go to a company. That company's going to say, I don't have any to sell you. Okay, I don't have any to sell you. I'm trying to find silver myself. The solution to that becomes that person then goes back into the futures market and then buys a futures contract and then demands delivery from somebody else that's on the paper side of the trade. But now that just further exacerbates the problem, because now that person is going to demand delivery so they can satisfy their delivery requirement to the person they sold the contract to. But now the person they bought the contract from, they've got the same problem. They don't have physical silver to deliver to them. So then that's how you just get this, where the futures contracts just continuously get bought up as people are searching for physical silver. Now that's all good in theory, but what happens to the people holding the contracts as the margin requirement to hold those contracts increases? It's like all the people, imagine this. Imagine the entire Wall Street Bets community when they all were started to buy GameStop and they all said, hold the line, don't sell, don't sell, don't sell. What would have happened if every single day the NYSE required every single shareholder of GameStop to have an extra $7,000 or $10,000 of cash in their account to hold that position. So let's say you bought 1,000 shares of GameStop when it was at like $20 and it went to 30. And then your broker was like, okay, if you want to hold this, you have to add $10,000 to your account. And you'd be like, damn, shit, really? All right, well, fine. Okay, I'll do that. I think the stock's going to, 1,000, so it's worth it. I'll do it. Okay, cool. Now it goes from 30 to 40. And then your broker's like, hey, listen, if you want to hold on to this, you've got to put an extra $20,000 into your account. And you're like, what? Man, I don't have this kind of money. It's going to weed out your small traders, which again goes right into what's being talked about right now in the social media world about how Wall Street is screwing the little guy, but that would directly screw the little guy because the guy's not going to be able to keep meeting the margin requirement. The margin requirement, I think, is already at 22 grand. Most retail traders don't have that kind of cash. What happens when the margin requirement is 50 grand? The more volatile the futures contracts get, the higher the margin requirements going to be to hold them, which is going to force people out of the trade. They're not going to be able to sit there and request delivery of physical silver. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think you're going to start to get that squeeze in the futures contracts, and it's going to correct a lot faster than GameStop, and it's going to crush retail traders because I think you're going to get this. It's going to start to go, and everyone's going to jump on. Everyone's going to have all this FOMO, and all of a sudden they're going to be like margin requirements being raised, and all of a sudden the futures contracts are going to collapse. They're going to collapse. And I think you're going to have all of these people that chase that move higher are all going to get stuck holding the bag. So I think there's an opportunity here to really get a nice squeeze just based on supply and demand of physical silver. But once it gets too volatile, expect a margin requirement increase and expect the price to then drop and expect a lot of the little guys to get hurt. That's what I think is going to happen. Okay, that's what I think is going to happen. We will see. All right, we will see. My advice to you would be, if you are in that trade, if you're playing that silver squeeze move, do not hold the line. Take profits, pay yourself. I do not expect it to be as crazy as like GameStop was, because the silver market is a lot more regulated and it's a lot bigger. And, even the SLV, they can just issue more shares a lot easier as the ETF. They can issue more shares to meet demand a lot easier than an individual company can issue shares. They had a great discussion about this on CNBC today, and they're dead right. They're dead right. But that doesn't mean that silver can't continue higher. It does not mean silver can't continue higher. Silver can absolutely continue higher. I'm just saying, if the move gets so crazy out of control and you're seeing like a silver all of a sudden is up 25% in one day, 30% in one day because of the squeeze, the margin requirement is going to be raised. Something to be conscious about. Something to be conscious about. Same thing happened to oil last year. Same thing happened with oil. Yeah. Okay. So Draxar says, yeah, but retail investors are mostly getting options or call options on futures, not strict futures on silver. Very important distinction. It's an important distinction. But when you're talking about the social media community that's saying demand physical delivery, the only way you can demand physical delivery is you have the futures contract. So, the whole hold the line when GameStop, when hey, don't sell shares. That's the only way you can demand physical delivery. You can't demand physical delivery from just a call option. So that's the point. That's what I'm trying to, that's a distinction that I'm trying to make. The difference. All right. Okay, let's maybe take one more question, guys, and we'll get things going. No, it doesn't mean stay out of futures. I mean, you can absolutely trade the futures. I'm just saying, just understand that if you want to hold the futures contract, expect your margin requirement to be raised while you're in it. Is all I'm saying. Is all I'm saying. All right. Yeah, guys. So a lot of people are asking me. I see that I'm getting some questions from people on BW. BW is a renewable power generation company that I added to my long-term portfolio today. Renewable power generation that I added in my long-term portfolio today. So BW, it's my very first initiating position on the company. I bought it at $5.59. I'll just take you guys real quick to the chart on BW. Okay, so here's B. I bought the stock today in my long-term portfolio. My first initiating position. Stock's at 605 now. I bought it at 559. And what you'll see here, guys, I loved this 525, 550 level on BW. You got tremendous resistance, okay, here for the last year and a half at this 550 level. And then we had this huge clean break through that level with big time volume. And then you had this real light volume pullback right back down into that level. And I scooped up shares of BW there today. All right. So there's where I scooped up shares of BW today. So listen, this is an initiating position for me. I plan on holding this for a while. I do think that this stock's got a chance to get up to, $8, $9, $10 at least. And I'm, it's just a new position for me. Okay. It's a new position for me. Okay. All right, guys, that just about does it there for our Q&A. That just about does it there for our Q&A session. All right. What I'm going to do here now, I want to get into and I want to go over and I want to recap the trades from the day. So like I said today, guys, today was a red day for me. Today was a red day for me. I'm going to go over and recap my trades with you guys, and then we are going to SNDL. So many people are asking about SNDL. If I had the wolf on here with me right now, he'd be screaming from his top of his lungs to stay away from that company. SNDL, listen, I don't know the the in-depths of that company like the wolf does. I know that he says all the time it's a total piece of crap company. I'd be very careful. Like, if you're going to be in SNDL, trade it, don't hold it. That it's not, it's a crap company. It's a crap company. There's a lot better companies that are in that space if you guys are looking for long-term holds. I don't own SNDL. I don't plan on owning SNDL. And I would be careful if I'd be careful if anyone was trying to hold them. All right, so let's dive in here now, guys. Let me get out my trades. Okay. All right, guys, let's take it to the charts. Like I said, so what I'm going to talk to you guys about here right now is, like I said, red day for me. I'm going to go over and recap the trades, show you guys the setup, show you guys what I was looking for on these names. I was 1 for 3 today. Very manageable red day, and that's the point, right? You guys want to make sure that when you have a red day, you want to make sure that it is a day that could be canceled out by having just another traditional green day. The problem that a lot of traders have is that, like, when they have a red day, it's always like a disaster. It's always like, oh my God, like it's always, you just get absolutely destroyed. And if that's happening to you, you're not managing your risk properly. Like, too many people will look at their account and, like, I guarantee you go back and you look at your P&L over the course of a month or the next couple of months, and you sit there and you're like, okay, man, well, you know, if I'm taking a look at it, I'm looking at my P&L and you see like, okay, you got this red day in here. And I guarantee your biggest P&L day of the month is red. You know, it shouldn't be. Your biggest days should be green days. Okay. You don't want to ever have a red day to the point where it takes you like 3 green days to make it back. You know, like traders that struggle with this, where they really get hurt on like red days, I always tell them to set a max daily loss limit for yourself of 3 times your risk per trade. So these are some things that can help you guys manage risk. Okay. So listen up. So I always, you know, everybody, you have to figure out what's your risk tolerance per trade, right? Like how much are you willing to risk per trade? What's that number for you? Is it $100, 200, 500,000, 2,000, 5,000? How much are you willing to risk per trade? Okay. Whatever that number is for you, let's say it's $500. You're comfortable risking $500 per trade. Set a max daily loss for yourself at 3 times that. Okay. So essentially, if you go 0 for 3, you're like, all right, man, that's it. I'm shutting it down. Okay. That's a very realistic and manageable rule to instill for yourself, because it'll protect you from having blow up days. Okay. It'll protect you from having blow up days. But even if you do go 0 for 3, okay, you're still, it's very possible and realistic to assume that the next day you can go 3 for 3, 3 for 4, 2 for 3, and essentially just cancel that day out with just 1 green day. And that's the goal. The goal is for you to have red days and control, because red days are inevitable. You're not just going to go your whole trading career with only green days. So you have to be able to manage those. Managing your losing trades is more important than managing your winning trades and your winning days. It's more important. Risk management is more important than when you're profiting. You know, my mentor, you guys all know the quote if you followed me for a while. This quote will stick with me forever, and it's completely changed my entire perspective on trading and had a direct impact on my P&L in a positive way. And that is that great traders are more concerned with how much they're going to lose if they're wrong, while struggling traders are more concerned with how much they're going to make if they're right, which that directly tells you that risk management is more important than your winning side. And that's what, you know, we're going to discuss here today, is some things that you guys can implement in your trading that can protect you on those down days and protect you on those losing trades. And I would say that, you know, my advice to you would be set a 3 times your average risk per trade max daily loss limit for yourself. So if you risk $500 per trade, if you find yourself down $1,600 one day, shut it down. Shut it down. Okay. Because the very next day you can go 2 for 2 and make $1,400. If you're risking $500 per trade, the very next day you can go 2 for 2, 2 for 3, 3 for 4, 3 for 3, and make $1,500, $2,000. You just canceled out that one day. But the problem is that traders will risk $500 per trade, and one day they lose $2,700, $2,800. And it's like, well, when you have green days, you're only making $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, $1,100, $1,300. But then you have this like $2,800 down day. It's going to take you 3 days to make that back. That's where a lot of traders go wrong in their risk management. So that's one little helpful little tip that that hopefully, works for some of you. And it's something that I actually do with a lot of my members when we talk about, I have one-on-ones with them and we go over like how we can make some changes. That's some things I have them do, and it works for them. It works for them. Now listen, if you're a very experienced trader, you don't have to set a daily limit for yourself at 3. Like I don't do that. I won't set, a max loss for me at 3 times because, I'm at a point where I feel like I'm responsible enough. I'm disciplined enough. My risk management is solid enough to where I can still continue to trade without letting things get out of hand. So obviously if you're someone that's been doing this for 10, 15 years and you're consistently profitable, that this isn't something that I'm really speaking to you about, because at that point I would assume that you have the discipline and the risk management to kind of be able to control yourself on those down days. But especially for newer or newbie or novice or inexperienced traders, I think that's a good rule to help protect your accounts and to help protect your downside. Okay. So let's get into, my trades of the day. My first trade of the day was API. All right, so let's go to the charts. I'm going to walk you guys through my trade setups. Okay, I loved this setup today. I loved it. I was so pissed that this setup didn't work out. Also important for you guys to know that, listen, even the best setups out there will also sometimes fail. The best setups out there will also sometimes fail. There is no one particular chart pattern or setup that works 100% of the time. And that's important for you guys to understand and important for you guys to realize. Okay. So as I'm sitting here with this API, okay, you guys can probably already see where I got long this thing. API was firmly on my watch list today with the gap up to the all-time high. And I really thought this stock had room to push up into the mid to high 80s today. I really felt like we were going to get some follow through. I was trying to get myself into this thing. Like once this candle started to get put in, okay, I started to try to move this thing higher, and I was trying to bid myself in here on API, but the stock just kept pushing and I never got in it on that first try when I tried to. Now, if I did, this would have been a profitable trade, but I didn't. I did not get filled. The stock just started to run away from me when I kept trying to kind of get myself in here around VWAP, and it never did. So it pushed right through highs, and I never got filled. But I still really loved this setup. I had this initial morning high level that just got broken to the upside with an increase in volume. We just had a pullback on lower volume back down into test that prior level. I had my Fibonacci retracement level that was climbing up here and lining up with my VWAP and trade line indicator. You guys can see here, look at this, trade line VWAP and my 23.6 fib level. And then you had that previous initial morning high. And I'm like, man, if we just can consolidate up here, this can form a nice little bull flag pattern, and we can break through highs and we can extend, and I can start dropping my position off the table up there in the mid 80s. And that was a setup that I was looking for. I went ahead on this API and I got long at 9:51 a.m. at 77.87. Okay, 77.87. I'm long right there on that pullback back into that prior high. So right there, guys, is where I went ahead and I got long API. And my game plan here was to see us consolidate here, flag, and then break through the high of the day and then continue that climb. That was my game plan. That was what I got in the trade to do. I was ready to sell 25% of my position in front of the high of the day, and then I would have sold the bulk of my position on the break to new high. So I was looking for API to do that and then break through the high of the day, maybe just consolidate there for a second and then extend higher. And these were going to be my profit targets on the trade. And you can see we never did it. We never got the break. We never broke through highs. We never extended. We rolled over. And then once we rolled over and we broke down below all these support indicators, that's when I stopped out of my position at API. So the initial entry was 77.87 with an intended stop loss at 75. Okay, when I initially entered this trade, my intended stop loss was around 75 because at the time of my entry, I had my VWAP, my trade line, and my 23.6 fib level that were sitting there right around 75. That was my intended stop. And I ended up exiting the trade at 75.50. So I lost less than my intended. I lost less than my intended risk on that initial trade. Okay, I lost less than my intended because what I started to see here now was volume increasing on the way down, which I read that as a warning sign. This also kind of had me a little concerned when this happened in chat. There was so much selling at $80. I mean, for those of you that were trading this with me and we were looking at level 2 and everything, I mean, there was just so much resistance at $80. This thing could not break through $80. The high of all of these candles, well, not these in here are a little bit underneath, but the high of this of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles is exactly 80.00. 80.00, the dead high on all of those candles. Never able to break through, rolled over, and I ended up stopping out of my position. My very first trade of the day was for a loss. Okay, but that was the setup. That was the trade idea that I was going after. I really liked the setup. I would trade it again if I see it tomorrow, but not every trade setup that that I like or is a grade A setup. It's not going to work 100% of the time. There is no setup. Okay, there is no setup. There's no indicator. There's no chart pattern that works 100% of the time. So you guys have to be able to manage your risk on those trades in case the setup does not work out. And that's exactly what happened to me there on API. Okay, next, LODE. Okay, LODE was my next trade on LODE. Now, this risk management, okay, this turned out to be a losing trade as well, but this was a small loss. And the reason why this is a small loss is thanks to my tier trading strategy. Okay. For those that are asking, this charting software is TC2000. They do offer brokerage services through Interactive Brokers. I do not trade with TC2000 though. I trade with Lightspeed. Okay. I trade with Lightspeed. Now, with regards to LODE, I use a tier trading strategy, which I teach to all my teaching members. The whole idea and concept behind the tier trading strategy is to help you stay in winning trades longer, but to also help you keep losing trades small. And that's exactly what happened to me here today on LODE. Usually when I buy, I'm a conservative style trader. What that means has nothing to do with position size, has everything to do with where you enter your trades. Conservative style traders will tend to buy stocks on pullbacks into support. Aggressive style traders will tend to buy stocks as they break through resistance. Okay. So you can trade with $500 and be aggressive. You can trade with 5 million and be conservative. It has nothing to do with position size. Okay. So I'm a conservative style trader. So I like to buy stocks on pullbacks. Okay. I like to buy stocks on pullback, which is exactly what I did with LODE when I got long LODE right here. Okay. So now when I get long on pullbacks like this, what I will usually do is have my first profit target in front of the current high of the day, because the current intraday high is a potential area of resistance. You have the possibility of a double top. You have the possibility of a double top. Now, I really thought that LODE was going to make a new high of the day. The volume that was coming in here on this extension, we got a trade line view up cross. We had a nice calm pullback, lower volume pullback compared to increasing volume on that initial surge. That pullback was down into a nice area of support, but I felt that this thing was going to go and was going to make new highs. We pulled back right into this beautiful support zone that was your 38.2 Fibonacci level, your trade line, your VWAP. You got an increase in volume as the trade line crossed over VWAP, pushed it up towards highs. The last thing we had to do was just break through the high of the day, and this thing would have just kept going. That was my game plan. I entered LODE at $3.48. Okay, right here, $3.48. And I took 25% of my position off the table right there at $4.07. Usually, like I said, on those pullbacks, my first take profit target will be in front of the high of the day in case you get a double top. That's exactly what happened here on LODE. And then you'll see that double top stuck and the stock reversed and the stock failed. Okay, the stock reversed and the stock failed, and I ended up exiting the rest of this position at $2.96 right there. Okay, so there I'm long at 348, took some profit off at 407, but then I stopped out the rest at 296. So this is, I'm net negative on the trade, but a small loss because I've already sold 25% of my position for a nice profit. Okay. For a nice profit. Okay. Already sold 25% of my position for a nice profit. Okay. And that's where the tier trading strategy comes into play. My TGD fam that are on here right now, if the tier trading strategy has improved your trading, I want you guys to type the number 1 in chat right now. If the tier trading strategy has improved your trading, I want you to type the number 1 in chat right now. Everyone that is not a TTD member, that is not familiar with the tier trading strategy, pay attention to the amount of number 1s that are coming through on chat right now. Okay. Pay attention to all those number 1s that are coming through in chat right now. This tier trading strategy is amazing, honestly. And I'm not just saying, honestly, it can completely change your trading. You see all of the number 1s that are coming through in chat. Those are TTG members that learned how to implement the tier trading strategy, and you're seeing all of them comment how much it has helped them. And I just showed you in a prime example of how this helped me. So if I said to myself, okay, guys, I'm going to go into LODE here. I'm going to risk $5,000 on my trade. I'm going to sell 25% of my position at the high of the day. I'll sell 50% as we break through the high and extend, and I'll hold on to the last 25% of my position. By taking 25% of my position off in front of the high of the day, using that tier trading strategy, when I get stopped out on the rest of my position, I'm losing nowhere near $5,000, nowhere near it, because I've already sold 25% for a profit. So now I'm only getting stopped out on 75% of my position size, and I've got profit on the 25% to cancel out some of that 75% stop out. So you end up losing a lot less, okay? You end up losing a lot less than what you initially intend on risking on the trade, and that's how you can keep losing trades small, and that was my LODE trade. Okay, that was my second loss of the day. So right out of the gate, guys, I'm 0 for 2 on the day. One full-size loss, API, and then a small loss on LODE. Okay, then a small loss on LODE. Now I'll move on to my third trade of the day. This was my winning trade. Wasn't a big win. Was nothing to write home about. Was not a big win, but I was able to just eke out a little bit of profit on this and kind of reduce the red day. THCB was on CNBC in the afternoon. The CEO came on, and all of a sudden that just sparked this volume to come into the stock, and we broke right through your prior high of the day. So there was your prior high of the day, right? Broke through it with the heaviest volume of the entire day came in when we broke through the highs. And then inside of this consolidation on that first pullback right there, I got, oops, wrong drawing tool. I got long right there at $24. Okay. $24. I'm long 2400 to the penny. Okay. To the penny, 2400. And I'm long inside of this consolidation as we were forming a nice little bull flag pattern here. Okay. We formed this nice little bull flag pattern here. And I was looking for us to break up and out of the flag. Okay. Break up and out of the flag. And my first take profit was at the high of the day, like we just discussed. Right there, I sold 25% of my position at $24.98. $24.98. Okay, for a $1 a share profit, a nice little $1 a share profit. And then we got this increase in volume as we had this real heavy rejection at the high. And then at that point, I just said, you know what, I'm just cutting this. And I took final profits off the table at $24.25. So small profit on the rest of the position, a $1 a share on 25%. Like I said, this was not a home run trade by any means. I'm just, it was a little bit of profit that I was able to kind of add to my day to kind of reduce the total of the red day. And that's what leaves me with a very manageable red day today. 1 for 3, my first red day in a while. I've been on quite a hot streak, but the red days come, and when they do come, you can't allow them to really get out of control. You can't allow them to blow yourself up. You got to just keep that loss as managed as you possibly can and stop thinking about trading on a daily basis. Like, I think that's a mistake that a lot of traders make, is they get very fixated on their daily P&L instead of like their monthly P&L or their yearly P&L. In the grand scheme of things, like, does it really matter if you're red or green on the day? Like, there's so many people that will fight and fight and fight to try to get back to green on the day, and that causes them to lose so much more money intraday. Like, why? Why is it so important for you to make that money back that day? You know, like there's such an obsession with a daily P&L. And I think that does traders a lot more harm than good when you're so fixated on the individual day, because like I can sit there and say to myself, okay, well, as I'm trading here today, like I'm red on the day, but I'm not like, oh my God, I got to make this back. I got to get green. I got to get green. Like, no, I'm going about my trading, knowing and understanding, okay, I had a couple of losing trades here. Let me just manage this. I mean, look for another good opportunity. Let me attack it. And if I can catch a nice little trade in the afternoon, great. But if I don't, like THCB, a lot of traders would have been in that trade and said, you know what, I'm going to hold this. I'm going to try to make all this money back right now. Maybe they would have taken bigger position size than they probably should have. And they don't take profits. And they're just like, I'm going to hold it. I'm either going to make everything back or I'm not. And instead of having that trader add a couple $1,000 to their day or a couple $100 to their day, whatever it is based on your position size. So instead of you being down $1,000 on the day, you could have been down 600 or 700, or instead of you being down 10 grand on the day, you could have been down 7 grand. And it's like, some people can't really like process that. And they're like, no, I've got to make it back. Why? Look bigger picture. Like when you look bigger picture, that might also help you kind of get your risk under control and help you avoid like those blow up days when you think about the damage you're doing to like your longer term P&L. Okay. All right, guys. So that does it there on my trade recaps on the day today. I hope you guys learned something from this stuff. It's important. Like I said, I'll always talk to you guys about all my trades, my wins, my losses, talk to you guys about all of them. It's part of trading. I wouldn't be a good mentor. I wouldn't be someone for you guys to learn from if I didn't talk to you about lessons that you can take away from red trades or lessons you can take away from red days, because they happen. Like it's inevitable. It's part of trading. So you have to be able to, I said to my members, you have to be able to lose correctly. A lot of people don't know how to lose properly. There's a right way and a wrong way to lose. And, it's important for you to understand it's okay to lose. It's part of trading. Okay. It's part of trading. So you need to be able to lose properly. And I felt like I did that today. I had some losing trades today, but I managed the risk properly. I stopped out when I was supposed to. I was within my risk threshold. I took profits when they were there. So that reduced my loss on the losing trade on LODE. So I lost far less than what I initially intended on risking on the trade. And that's all you can really do when you guys get yourselves into a losing trade. And I got to tell you, my THCB members, maybe if you guys want to comment what you guys think, but I think that my risk management is very, very strong. I think that's one of my strengths. I'd say like my biggest strengths as a trader are like, if you ask me, Mike, what are your strengths? My strengths are, I think my patience and my discipline is tremendous. I think I have great patience and great discipline. It took me a long time to build that. I was not always a patient, disciplined trader. I was a maniac when I was younger. I was a complete cowboy. Took me time to develop those traits. But my risk management, I think, is also phenomenal. Like it's very, very, very rare that I get hurt. Now, I have losing trades, obviously, but it's rare that I get hurt, like really hurt in a position or hurt in a trade. And avoiding those disasters, avoiding those complete nuclear explosions will do so much for you over the long haul of your trading career. What I want you all to do actually, when we're done with this live stream, either tonight or sometime tomorrow, I want you to go back over the last couple months of your trading and ask yourself first, what's your risk per trade? Let's say your average risk per trade is $1,000. If you risk $1,000 per trade, that's your number. I want you to go back over the last like 6 months of your trading, and I want you to find as many trades as you can to see how many times you had a losing trade that was past your risk tolerance. So if your risk tolerance is $1,000 a trade, or if it's $100 a trade, whatever, let's say $1,000 just for easy math, find all of the trades where you lost 1,500, 2,000, 2,200, 1,800, 3,000. Find those trades. And what I want you to do is I want you to calculate the difference. So let's say if your risk tolerance is 1,000 and one trade you lost 2,000, okay? Don't erase the 2,000 because you still lost on the trade. So keep the 1,000. But that extra 1,000 that you went past your risk threshold, add that back to your balance in your account right now. You are going to be absolutely sick to your stomach when you calculate that number, I promise you. And what I want you all to do is I want you to calculate that number, see how much more money should be in your account. I want you to write that number down on a piece of paper, and I want you to have it sitting on your desk every single day. So when you sit down, you see that number, and that's going to remind you to control your risk, because when you see how much more money you should have in your account, you're going to be absolutely sick to your stomach if all you did was stick to your risk tolerance every single trade and avoid those real big blow up trades. That's my advice to all of you right now. It's my little homework assignment, if you want to call it that, before my next live stream tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll be here doing it again. I want you guys all to calculate that number. Okay, see what it is. I guarantee you that that helps. Now, I want to know how many people that are on this live stream right now that are not a member of True Trading Group. I want you guys to type the letters TTG in chat right now. All right, we got G. Vidaya, Brian Powell, Evan Mueller, David Rupp, Josh Cahill, Jim Koenig, Raheem, Rick Harris, Bob Hefner, Diane, Alex Gilmore, Anthony Salazar, Ernesto Armaz, Kumar, Francis, Joseph Gray, Nicholas Moretti, Carla Diaz, Naomi Rosier, Antho, Sean Actie, Chris Ortiz, Alexei Alexandrov, Gabe Gayhart, Julio Valdez, Baby Rawl, Donovan Clark, Darian Ellison. Beautiful. All of you that are nice. Todd Chisholm's a new member, just signed up last night. Todd Chisholm, welcome to the family, brother. Welcome to the family. All of you that just typed TTG in chat, I want to know what your goals are with trying to become a consistent profitable trader. I want to know what your goals are. Actually physically type them in chat, guys. What are your goals? Go ahead and type away in chat. Nice. Matt G's a new member, just signed up. Welcome to the family. Oh, Pierre is a new member as well. Welcome to the family. All right. Diane wants to retire my dad. Anthony wants some independence. Become a trader. Leave my 9-to-5 for Evan. Be better at risk management for Out of Step. More education, exploring options. Quit my construction job. Nice. Stephen McAvoy just joined on Friday. Aaron Miller's a new member too. Welcome to the family, guys. Brian, 55, I want to build my retirement. I want to pay off my house, new income structure, fed up of working on renovations. I want to live on passive income, grow a steady investment portfolio. I want to quit my full-time job. I want to stay home, want to spend more time with my family. Mike, I want to fire my mom and hire a real cook. I like that. I like that. You never fire your mom, though, ever. Ever. She's always your mom. You never fire your mom. All right. To learn to trade successfully. Beautiful. Guys, listen up. These are all fantastic goals that you guys are typing to me here in chat. It's important for you to have motivational goals that are going to motivate you to strive to become the best trader that you guys can. There's truly no limit with your upside. I know that might kind of sound cliche or something, but there truly is no upside to the potential that you can earn as a trader. There's really nothing stopping you. You know, it's just the only thing that is in the way, honestly, is yourself. There's no limit. There's no one sitting there saying you can only make $100,000 a year and that's it, not a dollar more. No, you can. There really is no limit to your upside. I mean, I've been doing this now I've been trading now for about 16, 17 years on a professional level for probably about 14 of those years. And I'm constantly striving to try to get better. I'm always trying to make more money this year than I did last year. And it's important to have motivational long-term goals where you can strive to get to, and the whole reason why you're going through this process and through this journey, because it's not easy, guys. You're not going to sign up to True Training Group and you're just going to automatically quit your job in a month and you're going to become a millionaire. You're not. This is not a get rich quick scheme. You got to be willing to put in a little bit of time, energy, and effort to actually truly learn this skill. It's just like anything else. You know, if you want to become an expert at something, you got to be willing to put in the work to actually, you know, become an expert and acquire that skill. And trading is absolutely no different. But it's so important for those of you that are beginners. Make sure you guys set realistic and detailed, attainable goals. It's important to build self-confidence for those of you that are new traders, because you will go through ups and downs. You're going to go through bumps. You can go through moments where you're going to doubt yourself. You're going to go through moments where you don't think you can do this. It's important for you to have these goals where if you never made $100 in a day, make that goal, achieve it, cross it off, then make your goal 200, achieve it, cross it off, make it 500, achieve it, cross it off, make it 1,000. If you never had all 5 green days in a week, make that a goal, achieve it, cross it off. You never had all green days in a month, achieve it, cross it off. You know, these are things that are going to be important in the beginning of your careers to help build confidence. Okay. To help build confidence. Now, what I want to know, like those of you that all just type TTG in chat, I need you guys to pay attention, because TTG is so much more than just a chat room and a trade alert service. Okay. And TTG is a complete platform that teaches the everyday person how to become a consistently profitable trader, guys. We provide you with the resources and tools to help you stand on your own 2 feet. Okay. We're teaching you guys how to fish. Let me ask you a question, guys. What is it worth to you to learn a new skill that has the potential to change your life for the better and to help you achieve those goals that you all just typed to me in chat? Like, what would it be worth to you to be able to quit your job, work from home, spend more time with your family, buy a house, pay off your debt, retire, you know, your parents, or travel the world? Like, what would it be worth to you to actually be able to achieve that? Okay. Because a membership to True Training Group would normally cost you $2,212 for the year. But on this live stream, you guys can lock in a 40% discount, which brings the price of your membership all the way down to just $1,329 when you use the coupon code TTG121. Okay. Again, those of you that want to sign up to True Training Group can do so tonight, right here, with coupon code TTG121 to lock in a 40% discount that brings the price all the way down to just $1,329. Now, some of you might be saying, oh man, that sounds like a lot. I don't know. Think again. For those of you that say this sounds like a lot, think again, because let me explain what you actually get for that membership. We are way more than just a chat room and a trade alert service. At TTG, we bundle the top premium trading tools and products as part of your TTG membership. You will get included with your membership Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed that gives you breaking to the second news alerts directly inside of our chat room. You will also get access to a Squawk Box feature, okay, where if you don't want to read the news headlines as they come across on the news wire in chat, you can turn on your speakers, turn on the Squawk Box feature, and have someone read the news headlines to you out loud, so you can just listen instead of reading the news headlines. All of these features I'm about to explain to you that are included with your membership are at no additional cost whatsoever. They're totally free with your membership. You also get quote streams, real-time level 1 and level 2, full book level 2, and options data with a trade simulator that allows you to trade stocks and options with fake money and implement the information, the education that you learn in the courses, allow you to implement that in your trading and practice on the simulator. Prove to yourself you can be consistent on the simulator before you guys start trading with real money. You also get a Trade Ideas real-time preset scanner that is streamed directly to TTG. Guys, real quick, I see there's my TTG fam. I need you guys to do something real quick here. I see Tony B says, hey, TTG members, how are your trades going? My TTG family members, I want you to comment in chat right now if you think a membership to True Training Group is worth $1,329. If you are a TTG member and you think the membership is worth $1,329, which is the discount price that members of the YouTube channel right now can purchase a membership for, I want you to sound off in chat right now. Anyone that is on this live that is not a member, pay very close attention to the comments that are coming through in chat. These are real TTG members that were just a short time ago were in your exact same shoes, that are on a TTG live stream, listening to me go over educational lessons and content, giving trade ideas and trade recaps. They joined the TTG team. They got an education. They're using the platform, the services, the products, the tools that we have for them. And they're the ones that are going to be commenting to you right now in chat, letting you know if they think the membership is worth it. Don't just take my word for it. Take the word of your peers and pay attention to the comments that people are giving to you guys in chat. In addition to the features, you're going to get, like I said, that trade ideas real-time scanner that shows you stocks that are making a new high of the day, stocks that have an unusual volume burst, your top gainers. That's all streamed to members live. You're also going to get TradingView Pro charting software directly with your membership on our platform that will allow you guys. These are all services that are free with your membership. There's no additional fee or cost for these services. Okay. You're going to get at least a minimum 10 easy to follow, actionable real-time trade alerts per week from a community of traders that is currently sporting an over 80% win rate, which means right now, over 80% of the time that myself or one of the other moderators calls out a trade in chat, it is a profitable one. And there are no upsells in TTG, guys. You do not have to pay more money to get extra courses or extra resources. Every single tool, resource, product, course that we have, it is included with your membership when you use coupon code TTG121, including the entire curriculum. Okay. I was fortunate and lucky enough at the beginning of my trading career. My very first job was working at a fund in New York where I went through an educational training program. They taught me how to trade. I did not figure this stuff out on my own. I was taught. Okay. I have simplified that education. I've created the TTG curriculum. It is a 15-course curriculum, multiple chapters in each course, multiple lessons in each chapter that you have access to. It covers beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, option courses, trader psychology courses, swing trading courses, how to trade during a market crash. Guys, we even have a course that helps you do your taxes as a trader. You have access to all of these courses. There are no special VIP courses or pro courses that cost more money that contain some kind of secret that you have to pay extra for. None of that nonsense. When you join the TTG family, you get access to every single thing that we have, including access to a video library with over 100 hours of additional educational video content that is recorded workshops, webinars, and live events that myself and the other moderators have conducted covering various trading topics about stocks, options, day trading, swing trading, mental lessons, you name it. We've got video lessons on, how to trade with a $500 account, how to trade while working a full-time job, how to overcome FOMO and have confidence pulling the trigger, how to get started beginner options trading, like how to set up a scanner and how to create a watch list. I mean, you name it, guys. We've got all of these additional educational video content that's available to you on top of the courses. Okay, on top of the courses. All right. Access is in general is what you guys are getting in TTG, guys. You have the ability to DM moderators throughout the course of the day in chat, ask them questions live. And like I said, the membership would normally cost you $2,212 for the year. But tonight on this live stream until midnight, you can use coupon code TTG121 and get a 40% discount. I'm sorry. That's a 39% discount, actually. Get a 39% discount, which brings the price of your membership all the way down to just $1,329. Okay. Anyone else that signs up here before midnight is also going to get included, okay, a free Amazon Kindle Fire HD tablet. That is the perfect tool for you to stay connected on the go and use our mobile app. Okay. This is totally free. I'm even going to cover the shipping. It's my gift to you for joining the THD family. And you guys can use our mobile app. Our mobile app allows you to download either on your iPhone or Android, whatever, and stay connected to the chat room even though you're not in front of your computer. So in chat, the moderators, we share our screen. You see what we see. The moderators are on the microphone telling you where we see opportunity, telling you where we're buying, where we're selling. You guys can actually listen to that audio analysis, view the screen share through the mobile app, and get real-time push notifications whenever a moderator enters or exits a trade. And that's how you guys are able to follow along with what we're doing in TTG, even if you work a full-time job. Guys, listen, seriously, for those that thought 1329 was a lot, think again seriously, because check this out. That Benzinga Pro newsfeed and the Squawk Box, Benzinga charges $1,188 a year for that service. It's included free with your membership. Real-time level 1, full book level 2 would be $990 a year, included with your membership. A trading simulator, $750 a year, included with your membership. TradingView Pro charting software, $720 a year is what they charge for that charting software. It's included for free with your membership. That's $3,648 of premium products and services that are included at no additional cost when you join True Trading Group for just $13.29. That is what I'm telling you. If you think $13.29 is a lot, please, guys, seriously think again. But if you still think it's a lot and you're concerned, you don't want to risk that $13.29, I'm going to take care of your worries right here, right now, because I'm going to make you a deal. Every single person that just commented TTG in chat before and told me what your goals are, listen up. This is what I'm willing to do for you. If you don't want to risk the $13.29, I'm going to help remove that risk for you. Because here's what I'm willing to offer you. I'm about to show you how much I believe in the THCB program, that if you're willing to put in a little bit of work, this can work for you. You saw all my members commenting in chat. You saw they all told you it's worth it. They all told you that they're improving, they're getting better as traders, they're making money in January with us. You all saw them comment on this live stream. Okay? So here's what I'm willing to do for you. If you sign up before midnight with coupon code TGD121, and then if you go through all of our courses, if you pass all the quizzes at the end of the courses, and if you attend a private study group, if you do those three things, and if you do not make back the $13.29 at least once throughout your membership, I'll give you a complete refund. I'll give you all your money back. Yes, I'm being dead serious. Go through the courses, pass the quizzes, attend a study group. If you do those three things and you don't make the $13.29 back at least once throughout your membership, I will give you all of your money back. I am removing the risk of that $13.29 for you. I'm going to cover the membership cost for you is essentially what I'm doing. The reason why I'm able to do this is because I know this education made me the trader that I am today, and I know the success that my members are having. Guys, put it this way. If my members weren't doing well, I wouldn't be able to offer you this money back guarantee, because I'd have 1,000 people at the end of the year be like, yo, I want my money back. You suck. So I wouldn't be able to come on here and offer you this if my members were not having success. I know my members are having success, which is why I'm confident to stand up here and say, do this. And if it doesn't work, I'll give you your money back. How many people can say that? How many people are that confident in the education that they provide? How many people are that confident in the platform that they give access to? Not many. So what do you have to lose now? It's not the $13.29. It's your goals. It's your goals that you all typed to me in chat. It's retiring early. It's buying a second home. It's traveling the world. It's quitting your job and staying home with your family. It's doing all these other things. That's what you're potentially, that's you're potentially risking, right? That's you're potentially risking, right? So that's what I'm willing to do right here, right now for you guys on this live stream. Okay. So again, coupon code TTG121, price is going up at midnight. Every 24-hour period, guys, we raise our prices up by a couple of bucks as we work that discount price up towards $2,000. So the price is going to continue to go up every 24-hour period. So you guys want to lock in that $13.29 price point right now on this live stream before midnight and get the free Amazon Kindle Fire and get that money back guarantee as well for anyone that signs up by midnight. Again, you're getting a 39% discount. You're getting a free Amazon Kindle, and you're getting a money back guarantee for anyone that signs up before midnight tonight. Okay. And after all of that, if you guys are still unsure if this is right for you, we do have a 7-day trial that you guys can try out. It's only $3. That's less than a cup of coffee. You guys can come on our platform for 7 days, get access to the member dashboard, see the resources and tools that are available to you as a full-time trader. As a full-time THD member, get 3 sample trial courses that are included with your trial. That I think will make you guys a better trader. Those courses are probably worth a couple $100 by themselves. They're included with your trial membership for just $3. And you also get 3 days in chat with us as well to trade live alongside me and the rest of the TTG fam. For that, guys, go to ttgthree.com. The URL is right there at the bottom of your screen. Again, it's just $3. There's no auto renew. There's no reoccurring payment. It's just one time, $3. That's it. You can upgrade to a full membership at any time during your trial, but you're under no obligation to do so. The only thing is, guys, you won't get the $13.29 price point if you guys go through the trial. You won't get the free Amazon Kindle Fire HD tablet either. Okay. So if you guys want to lock in that $13.29 price point, you want that free Amazon Kindle Fire, make sure you use coupon code THD121 right here, right now before midnight. Otherwise, you guys can do the trial and go to ttgthree.com. Try us out for 7 days. See if TTG is right for you. Get a feel for what it's like to be part of the TTG family and the TTG community, and get a feel for what a professional education can do for your trading. Otherwise, guys, use coupon code TTG121 before midnight tonight and get your butts in chat. Thank you for joining me here tonight, guys. You guys have been great. I love all of you. Coupon code TTG121 before midnight tonight. Lock in that discount price. The price is going up at midnight. Get the free Amazon Kindle and get that money back guarantee. You guys got 2 hours left to lock it in. Otherwise, I will see you guys all in chat tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Smash that like button. And, of course, turn on those notifications to make sure you guys never miss out on another single one of these lives. Thank you, guys. I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow.